So is selling insurance really all it's cracked up to be? In this video, I'm reacting to the 7-Figure Squad's video, 10 reasons why Matt chose selling insurance over selling real estate. Matt Sapaula, who runs the 7-Figure Squad YouTube channel, is an insurance agent, runs an insurance agency with the PHP agency, which Patrick Bet-David owns or partially owns since he sold off to Integrity Marketing Group. So of course, he's coming out in favor of selling insurance. And what I'm gonna try to do is provide another perspective on maybe some of the nuances of selling insurance, where it's not as simple or as easy as it may be made out to be, in order to give you a much more unbiased, even keel type of analysis. Of course, full transparency, I run an insurance agency as well. I recruit agents nationally to sell insurance, so you're getting a guy who sells insurance and his perspective, but I'm gonna try to temper it without having so much bias in it, so that you can see another person's opinion, because the insurance business is awesome, and you wanna make sure though it's good for you, because it's not necessarily good for everybody. So let's begin.
Number one, it's simple. Understanding the nuances of insurance was much more simple to understand than the different deals that will go down in real estate. For example, out of 10 people, how many people right now out of 10 people will be prone to buy life insurance versus people ready right now to purchase real estate? Will there be less people to buy life insurance or more people to buy life insurance? Will there be more people to buy real estate right now, assuming that they're qualified and got the credit score for it and approved by a mortgage company to go shopping with the money? Or would they be more prone to sit and wait for 6 months?
Yeah, so one thing here that is kind of being inferred is that the process of buying life insurance is immensely simpler than the process of buying real estate. And the truth is, it depends on what you're selling. So within the scheme or category of insurance are a lot of different products. You have car insurance, home insurance, life insurance, right? And so with life insurance specifically, a lot of what happens if policy gets approved or not depends on underwriting. Look, you can have somebody who really wants this, but their health is so bad that they can't qualify for it. Therefore, you're not going to make a sale, right? But even within that subcategory, there are some products that are called simplified issue, like what we do at the DIG agency. It's called final expense insurance. It gets approved on the spot. There's no examinations or anything to worry about. But then you've got these fully underwritten policies as well, where it can take weeks, sometimes months before something gets approved. So again, it depends on which field of insurance sales you're in, that the simplifying aspect of it is going to be true or not. It's just going to come down to how the sales process is and what product you're selling.
Number two is speed. Listen, in real estate, there are so many steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so many different conditions that can pop up. Even a client today says, man, I'm approved, I got the right credit score, I got the down payment, the mortgage company's ready to finance my deal. Even then, at best case scenario, it's gonna take anywhere from 30, 45 days to close on a piece of property. As a real estate agent, I need to pay bills now. I don't want to make money 2 months later to retroactively pay my bills from a month ago. See, the flip side, then in life insurance, it's only 1 or 2 sit downs. Listen, what do you got? Where are your exposures at? Is this something you want to fix? Once you get to know your clients and once you get to know their needs, it's as simple as flipping open a laptop, filling out an electronic application, and with some insurance carriers today, it's automatically approved.
Yeah, and that's true. There are carriers out there that will automatically approve, assuming all the variables are met, and it depends so much on the kind of life insurance products you sell. So again, it just depends, but there is a lot of truth to what Matt is saying for sure. If you're selling final expense, non-medical type of life insurance policies like term insurance or whole life insurance, sometimes even index universal life insurance, no medical exam needed, and you can get decisions a lot faster than going out there trying to close somebody on buying real estate and then hoping they can have the funding and have the credit score, etc., right? It's a smaller or faster sales cycle, which for a more salesperson-oriented person would just want to bang out deals left and right. Life insurance is going to happen at a much faster pace than I think what you'd find in other industries, including real estate.
Number 3, saturation. Listen, I really appreciate HGTV to bringing to light how awesome it is to be either a realtor or a real estate investor or even an interior designer or anything that really supports the real estate community. They've made it so sexy to be a real estate agent or real estate investor. The challenge with the big flood of people entering the real estate industry, they think a flip or a fix or a purchase or a sale happens within 30 minutes. No, it doesn't. You see, in those 30-minute shows, it's weeks upon weeks upon weeks of recording, filming, trial and error, negotiations, deal busting, deal breaking, deal mending, make that transaction go through. And that's what a lot of people don't realize watching these real estate type of shows. Any real estate agent or any real estate investor will tell you that it takes a lot of work with so many different unexpected scenarios that come up, that you got to put the fire out. And with all these real estate agents crowding the marketplace, guess what happens? Nobody's paying to this little insurance industry, this $1 trillion industry known as life insurance and retirement planning. Nobody's paying attention to it. And just to give you some context, the insurance industry, based on the LIMRA study, the entire industry has about 150,000 insurance agents. Contrast that to how many real estate agents are just in California alone. There's just about as many real estate agents just in California as there are insurance agents in the entire national industry. Ain't that something? And here's the challenge. Because of the lack of people inside the insurance industry, there's a lack of life insurance actually helping people in the community. And what's the example of that? Well, the example of because people don't have sufficient life insurance coverage, because they're not having this conversation on a daily basis or on a generational basis, guess what happens? When people fall into financial crisis, instead of leaning on their life insurance policy as they did maybe 40, 50 years ago, people are leaning on GoFundMe. Are you kidding me? Check out the need for life insurance agents in a marketplace. Look how many life insurance claims, look how many life insurance pages for GoFundMe are around. Look how many medical expense GoFundMe pages are around. Look how many disability healthcare expenses GoFundMe pages exist today. That is crazy. And the big epidemic is people aren't having a conversation with an insurance agent today. Why? There's just not enough agents in the marketplace.
Yeah, and that's 100% true. The average insurance agent age is late 50s. It's probably come down in the last couple of years. This is a video, it's a few years old. And what that means is a lot of these people have been slaving away their whole lives. They're getting ready for retirement. If you've lasted that long in insurance sales, you usually are making decent money. Most people don't want to work hardcore into their 60s and 70s. So there's this opportunity to take hold of the trend to jump into this business and sell. With that said, I don't think really the insurance business is super saturated. I think there's definitely lots of opportunity in it, but it comes down to just like real estate. I kind of think of it the same way. The saturation's not an excuse to not do the business. At the end of the day, a real estate agent's got to hustle just like any other type of agent, insurance agent, other type of agent. So it comes down to hard work and effort. And certainly in the insurance business, a lot of people who won't do that, and that contributes, of course, more to the opportunity for the guy that will go out and work. So long story short, yeah, this business is in a big trend. Depending on which demographic you serve, like us in the final expense business, that's more of a senior baby boomer population. They're a growing percentage of the population. They're retiring with less money, and they need to have final expense life insurance. So that's a trend we're tapping into, and there definitely isn't enough agents to cover it because there's so many people that don't own life insurance that all if you just get in front of them, you can sell them a policy.
Number 5 is scale. You can start off as an agent, but come off as a real estate agent to a real estate broker, where you're now recruiting and employing many real estate associates on your team.
Now, here's the deal. When it comes to the life insurance business, it is predominantly a multi-level marketing style of business model. And you'll see this with a lot of different insurance agencies. They value recruiting over teaching you how to sell. And what this means is that there's a big emphasis on growing these massive downlines in order to generate and produce premium. So understand if you're going to get into the life insurance business, I don't think you have this as much on the real estate side and certainly other industries as well. But in the life insurance business, it kind of surprises people. There's a lot of MLM in this business. A lot of the people at the top of these organizations used to be at Amway, Herbalife, and other organizations and took the same kind of mentality and strategy with multi-level marketing and inserted it into the life insurance industry. So be forewarned, yes, you can scale. I've done it. I've built my own business, but be careful joining agencies that teach you to scale right away before you actually have street cred and know what it is that you're selling and how to help people. Because as somebody who's scaling and recruiting people, you're responsible for training those people, supporting them. And if they write a piece of business and it charges back, you owe the advance commission that was paid to them as it rolls up to you. So it's very important you pick good people to work with, and I think don't scale too quickly. Learn the ins and outs as a salesperson first, then consider picking up and scaling and recruiting agents later.
The life of an insurance agent is so much more simple. Listen, if traffic is a problem, no problem. Flip up your laptop, call them on the phone, go on video conference, Zoom, go to meeting, Facebook video, whatever the case may be, Google Hangouts, sit down with the client, they're in downtown, you're out in the suburbs, have a conversation with them, boom, get their needs analysis done, boom, provide them some solutions, boom, show them some options, boom, you can transact business online.
So the inference here is that this thing is easy, and it ain't. I can tell you this, everything Matt's saying is true. You can do this online. You can do this in person. You can sell over the phone. You can sell in all sorts of ways that makes it convenient. But sometimes convenient isn't a lack of stress. It's very stressful. I mean, imagine you get up in the morning, you sit down at 9, and really what this looks like, it isn't like grabbing your cup of coffee, feet up, and relaxing and collecting money. You're on the phone, beating the phone up, trying to find somebody who's interested in talking to you. And then you do your pitch. They give give you objections, you overcome them. And sometimes you win them, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have days where you don't sell anything. Sometimes you have days where you sell everything. There is an up and down roller coaster business that is absolutely a part of the life insurance business. Please don't mistake the simplification, arguably, that comes with some life insurance products, not all of them, as being stress-free. There is no business out there, ladies and gentlemen, that has only good and no bad. Business is a messy thing. And don't think that it isn't, especially if you're gonna sell life insurance.
But when it comes to life insurance, when it comes to retirement planning, this is a big intangible conversation because this involves emotional intelligence. You can't teach a robot how to have a heart. You can't teach a computer how to feel for one's kids, how to feel for one's wife and husband, their spouse. You can't teach a computer how to feel for one wanting to create a legacy for their family for multiple generations. Artificial intelligence will never be emotional intelligence. And that's why the commoditization of the insurance agent versus the real estate agent, there's no comparison.
Yeah, so it's interesting in the life insurance space, what we've seen over the past probably 5 to 10 years has been big attempts by big money to come in and basically wipe out the middleman. Insurance agents are the middleman between the carrier and the end consumer. And it just hasn't worked. We've seen these big call centers come in that have just failed miserably. We've seen these complete agentless sales process where it's all done online and very convenient. They never really gain traction. In fact, they end up recruiting the assistance of the agent to sell their life insurance product. So why does this matter? What we've seen outside of insurance sales are an attempt to eliminate salespeople, the middleman. Whereas in the life insurance business, it hasn't worked. Now, why is this the case? Well, there's an old saying in this business, and it's that life insurance is not bought like you would buy, jelly and peanut butter at the store. It's sold. You have to get in front of people of which probably aren't like wanting to buy immediately and persuade and convince them with, facts and logic and a little emotion that buying life insurance is a good thing and why it's beneficial. And that's how it's sold, and that's how policies are ultimately transacted in large part. And there really hasn't been the big 800-pound gorilla company to come in and bust that up because, simply put, it takes human beings who are good persuaders and charismatic to help people in order to make this thing work and to get policies sold. And that means for life insurance agents of all types, a lot more job security than with other types of sales processes where AI and other systems may eventually take it over.
Recession proof. Our business actually gains volume. It actually gains traction in the middle of a recession. Why? Because in the middle of a financial crisis, the insurance agents, the insurance agency owners are the financial first responders. In the middle of a family tragedy, in the middle of a financial crisis, we're able to provide capital, we're able to provide cash, we're able to provide claims to people in the worst times of their financial life. And then that's when people say, oh, I'm so glad I set this up a year ago.
Yeah, one thing that is true about the life insurance business, that it's pretty much a steady Eddie type of business model. There isn't upswings like the real estate market and then horrible downswings. In fact, one of our competitors in the business, Lincoln Heritage on the final expense side, that's the product we sell. If you go back and watch the production growth from 2010 to 2020, Great Recession up to 2020, they were steady and growing consistently and arguably have one of the more expensive products, and they don't broker, so you can't sell other products with them as an agent. So it's not necessarily the most competitive product, but still they grew tremendously, like 15 or 20% year over year, which is absolutely incredible. So the nice thing also about different life insurance niches, especially the one in final expense, is that we have the baby boomers to thank for to have a consistent trend upwards of prospects to sell to. The baby boomer market is a growing percentage of the industry or of the population. I think we're going from 11% of the population to 17% of the population over the next 20 years, and somewhere between a 25 million or so increase in people 65 and older until 2040. And all of this is important, especially if you're selling to seniors and products that are geared toward them, such as final expense, Medicare, and other products like annuities and financial planning. So I have to agree 100% with Matt here. The insurance business largely is recession resistant. People run to safety and assurances, which is what insurance is. And especially if you're selling to a trend like the baby boomer retirement trend, there's going to be a great opportunity to continually sell to them regardless of what the economy does over the next 10, 15, 20 years. So in short, I largely agree with Matt here. The life insurance business is an awesome one to be in. I wouldn't be in any other, but it's not right for everybody. While it is simple, it's not easy. You're going to have to be chasing down prospects, calling them on the phones, dealing with underwriting to get your policies approved. But the flip side is the money-making potential, especially in hot markets, is fantastic. But make sure you also watch out for the multi-level marketing players in the business that sound great when presented to you, but upon further inspection, cause a lot more failure than necessary. And last but not least, understand that all businesses have great things about them and bad things about them. Make sure you interview with multiple agencies to see which is a good fit for you, because this business is absolutely worth committing to 100%. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to learn more about what we do, my agency is called The Dig Agency. We recruit agents nationally to sell remotely over the phone or in person a product called Final Expense Life Insurance. It's simple to sell, it's a one-call close, and there's never ever a shortage of high-quality, exclusive, and fresh leads for you to work. For more information, please go to davidduford.com. Thank you.